Okay, so this week I got to play Hunter Ranch Golf Club, which is in Paso, Robles, California, which is 100 miles south of Carmel on Highway 101, and the course is on Route 46 East out of Paso Robles, California. I was tempted for quite a while, to go up and play Pebble Beach golf links in Carmel. So I headed up from Santa Barbara up here to play, and I really got to thinking, I said to myself, it's not the cost. The $400 is what I thought it cost at the time to play Pebble Beach golf links. It's not so much the money as the fact that every time I played a course in California that cost some ridiculous amount of money, like $125, $150, $200 or so, like Torrey Pines or Sandpiper or something like that. It's always been a letdown. The course has never been worth the money, and that was when the course was only $150, say, with a cart. So if they want $400 for Pebble Beach golf links, it's going to have to be really good compared to a course I can go out and play for 50 or 60 bucks with a cart, and I can play, like 8 times. A course like that compared to playing Pebble Beach golf links one time. It's not the price that was really bothering me until I went and actually looked at the current price. And I swear the website now lists it for the past year up until I think March, the end of March in 2020, that it is $550 for 18 holes not even with a cart, plus like $45 with a cart. So it's like $600 with a cart to play Pebble Beach golf links this year. And they're going to raise the price at the end of the month. And I was like, no, there's no way I'm paying $550 for a round up there. There's some pretty good courses in the area. La Purisima, I've been talking about for the last 3 or 4 videos. Glen Annie and Goleta. There's, some pretty decent courses that I've played out here that are much less than $100 a round. I was not all that impressed with Sandpiper, and I certainly was not impressed with Torrey Pines. So, and they were twice as much as, like La Purisima or Glen Annie or some of the other courses that I played in California, none of which were $100 except for those 3, Sandpiper and Torrey Pines, north and south. So I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to do it. I could just go out 6, 7, 8 weekends in a row and play any normal golf course for that kind of money. So sure enough, I went out this week and I played Hunter Ranch, and it was $56 with a cart, and I had a lot of fun playing it. It was a course that was about 131 slope from the back tees, so not the hardest course around here that I've played, certainly, but it wasn't super tight, it wasn't super long. It was about 6,800 yards from the back tees. They only had blues, but still, it was a really nice course in good condition, even for the winter here in Central California, where it hasn't been raining that much at all. I think they're like 5% of normal rainfall for the winter, and it had good elevation. There was a fair amount of wind on the course today. The sky was nice and clear and blue, and it was just a fun course to get out and play on. It has enough trees to be a problem, but not so many trees that you feel like you're playing in chutes. So you can play in, challenging shots, draws and fades and so forth, and cuts and whatever off the tee on pretty much every hole. You can pretty much pick the shot you want to play. It's got sloping fairways in some of the fairways. There's some overhanging trees on some of the greens, and there's certainly some trees in consideration, but basically the course is pretty much wide open, except when you're down near the creeks and stuff that run through the course, because right around there's a lot of trees and waste and stuff. So it was a good outing, a good chance to get out and work on my shots and work on taking some challenging shots versus some easy shots or safe shots and whatever. Had some really fun holes. I wouldn't say they were tough. I would say they were fun. I wouldn't say they were too easy. They were certainly challenging enough. And the course overall was really nice. Plus it has a nice clubhouse, nice restaurant, and there's not a lot of road noise near the course. There's Highway 46, which runs by one side of the course, but other than that, it was pretty quiet. And even though there's an airport, maybe a quarter mile west of the course, there wasn't so much traffic from the airport that it was a problem. A couple of small planes flew overhead, but nothing major. So it certainly was not as much of a problem as Glen Annie, with just all kinds of plane traffic coming over there late in the afternoon on a Friday afternoon. So not nearly as bad as that. And definitely I enjoyed the round. I pretty much had a great time playing. And it was nowhere near $550 to play it. So altogether a great choice. I've put in some pictures here of Pebble Beach golf links just to give you an idea of what we're looking at, in terms of the course. If you look at the course and you see what's really there, what's there that's not at a course like Hunter Ranch, obviously the ocean is there, and it's not like Sandpiper where you're well above the ocean, or Torrey Pines where the cliffs are too tall for you to really see what's going on. You definitely, seems like a number of the holes there, you're right there with the waves crashing up and stuff on the beach. But also there are clearly some holes there with houses running along the sides of the fairway. There's almost no housing whatsoever on Hunter Ranch. It just is a really nice looking course with nice visuals. And I can't say obviously that it has the shoreline that you see at Pebble Beach golf links, but other than that, I mean, it was a better course. So it looks to me like what I see on those pictures is you see a lot of rough, and it says that it has the smallest greens on the PGA Tour. Like, wow, I really want to pay $500 to play a course because it has small greens? No, and it seems to be very flat, and it doesn't seem to have much in terms of trees on the fairways. Got very wide fairways from what I could see, so a much easier course to play than Hunter Ranch. And I personally can't say that I would trade a course with good verticality and decent trees on the course for a flat course with wide fairways. I'm not going to take that trade and pay $500 for the privilege. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So I'm very glad in a number of different ways that I did not go up there and play it. I can understand the exclusivity, of the environment, and I'm sure the 17-mile road is really nice. Has a lot of nice houses, and the clubhouse is really nice and all this kind of stuff. And I'm sure that if that is really important to you, then you've probably already paid the $550 to play Pebble Beach. But that's not what I need in my life, and I certainly don't want to pay that kind of money for it. But I'm sure some people, that's what they would expect to do that. And if you look through the USGA database for California, you see a whole lot of private courses and Jack Nicklaus private course, and this kind of that and the other, and that's all fine, well and good. There's lots of space out here to play golf. And if being upscale or being elitist is your thing, then you could come out here and spend a lot of money on an expensive house or expensive ranch or expensive wine or expensive real estate or whatever. In California you can do that, but I don't think that really makes you a better golfer. I don't think it makes for a fun round of golf, and I don't think that's something I need. That's just how it is. So Hunter Ranch, definitely a good grade. I would definitely give this course at least a B. I could be a B plus if it didn't have Highway 46 running by it. I'd probably give it a B plus, but at least a B. Certainly a fun round. Only $60 with a cart at Twilight. Lots of fun. Definitely can recommend this course. It's a lot of fun to play. You get out, just bang balls all over the place, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So that's it, and let's see what comes up next week.